Hi beauty fam, welcome back to MikiCarrBeauty. Today I am trying an almost all makeup face of Victoria Beckham Beauty. Victoria Beckham Beauty is now being sold at Nordstrom, so I picked up a lot and most of the remaining collection now that it's more available to me stateside. I have tried her satin Kajal liners, her lipstick, her lid lusters, and her bronzers, but I really wanted to try more of the makeup to have more of a full face of Victoria Beckham, which I have today. So if you're interested in unboxing those Victoria Beckham Beauty makeup products that are new to me and having some time to see my first impressions and how I came up with this makeup look, then keep watching. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment below. It helps me out engagement on my channel. And with that out of the way, beauty fam, let's begin and do this get ready with me, new to me Victoria Beckham makeup. Okay beauty fam, so we're going to do this feature of Victoria Beckham Beauty. They have landed at Nordstrom, which I'm so excited about. For as long as I remember, Victoria Beckham, I've been trying to get their products and I mostly get them overseas through Space NK. I picked up some Victoria Beckham products that I've been wanting to try out for a very long time. So Victoria Beckham Beauty products are not new to me. I have probably the three staples that a lot of people have. So I have their lid luster products in Tea Rose and MINK, which I'll show today. I have their matte bronzing brick in 03, which is my favorite matte bronzer contour duo in this beautiful tortoiseshell packaging. I'm a big fan, like a lot of people, of their satin Kajals, and I have all these. I don't have all the colors, but I have the ones of the most frequently used shades in my collection. I already have my base down. I did my eyebrows, and what we're going to do is finish up my face with the products that I bought from Victoria Beckham. I ended up picking up 8 products from Victoria Beckham on Nordstrom. I ended up getting the FeatherFix right here, BabyBlade, the EyeWear, which is the eyeshadow stick, 2 of her newer satin Kajal liners, contour Stylus in the shade Sandstone, Cheeky Posh in the shade Rollerskate, and a Posh lipstick in Pose. I'll do my best. I actually did a little bit of my eyebrows, but we'll just go ahead and open these. So I ended up getting BabyBlade. This is the product, BabyBlade. So I believe it's for eyebrows. It's got this brush on the end, and then this angled eyebrow pen or pencil at the other. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if it's focusing here. And compared to the other eyebrow product I have, it does remind me a little bit of Benefit, the brow pencil, where it's angled, but this one is much bigger. I don't know if it's gonna pick it up. The one on this side is the Benefit, and this one is more precise from Victoria Beckham. You can see how that color is, which is a nice color. It's like this very gray brown, which I love because I don't like my eyebrows too dark. So actually I have some bald spots here, which I'm going to work on. So why don't I use some of this product already? Okay, not bad. I'm pretty picky about my eyebrow products. I love the Benefit products because Danessa Myricks did that. She created that when she was at Benefit, and I think it's such a stellar product. So far this is okay. I don't know if it's gonna beat out my Benefit product, but we'll continue using it. I think it's pretty nice, but I don't know, we'll see. I think it's an okay product. That is BabyBlade in medium brown. The next product I got was her FeatherFix. What I love about Victoria Beckham Beauty is that it's luxury beauty, beautiful packaging, and it's supposed to be clean beauty. So this is what the FeatherFix is, this product here. And let me show you the product. Oh, it's got a spoolie on top. Okay, this reminds me a lot of the spoolie I have from, let me show you, from Surat. So Surat is one of my favorite products. So it has this spoolie as well. It has a spoolie as well. The one on top is Surat, the one on the bottom is Victoria Beckham. We'll see. I see more pigment load on the Surat one just because the brush is bigger, but it's also an older product. Let me see if it actually picks up product or if this is more clear. Oh, there's definitely color on this. Oh, that's nice. I do like the brush being small. I definitely see that this shade is darker than what I have. The other one is more of a espresso brown. This is definitely more black, so it kind of covers up more of my eyebrow bold spots. Not bad. It doesn't have a scent. It is a little smaller than I thought in terms of product. So this is the one I have from Surat. On top, the one at the bottom is Victoria Beckham. It definitely lifted. What I'm looking for with these brow gels is how long they last throughout the day. And I do end up sweating a lot because I'm on the go of working and commuting. Okay, here is what the color is. It's black. So the top will show you the color, and it says it's actually medium brunette, even though it looks like black on top. This is something I've been so curious about. They came out with these kind of long wear crease proof eyeshadow sticks, and they had a variety of colors. I ended up getting the color Pecan. And let's see, this is what the product looks like. So on top, and this is what Pecan looks like. Kind of a standard brown Pecan. Oh, it's a nice kind of neutral brown. Pretty. Okay, so we're gonna try that. I'm gonna put that on my eyes. I'm gonna get in closer. Okay, so I'm gonna put this right on my eyes, and then I grabbed a rougher brush. It doesn't really move, but it's a really pretty color. I love this. This is kind of like for those people who really want an easy kind of like one and done, and they're looking for a shadow and they don't want to have to work that much for a look. I think about the days where I'm really in a rush and I just want some color on like a shadow on my eyes, like really quick. This will do it. And it's definitely matte. This is so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna see. I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna grab one of these smudger brushes. This is MikiCarrBeauty 204, and this is kind of like this smudger brush. I'm actually just going to go onto the product here and use that as a tool for this. I have two of these MikiCarrBeauty brushes. I just wish, I love the design of MikiCarrBeauty, but I just wish these products were softer. They're not particularly like the highest quality in terms of bundling. They're synthetic, but they're just a little bit, I just wish they were softer. What I notice about these MikiCarrBeauty brushes is that great design, but the execution of it, it's too hard for my eyes and kind of preference. So when I'm putting this across, it feels pretty scratchy. I mean, to me, it reminds me a little bit on level of like MAC brushes, were great tools, but they're just like not the softest products for brushes on the market. Okay, what I can see is that these are buildable. So the lash line I'm making a little bit darker here. I would say this goes on better on here versus putting it on a brush, just because I think just the natural smudginess of this warms up the product more, which I'm not mad about. But let me put this on the other side. I'm so glad I got this color because this is kind of how I was hoping I could use the Satin Kajal, the Cocoa, the one that is the most popular color for her Satin Kajals. I find those to be sometimes a bit too emollient for my hooded eyelids, but these are beautiful. And I gotta test these because I'm curious if these are gonna crease, but just on first impression, so pretty. Such a pretty color. It's like the perfect brown for me. And sometimes browns are too dull, but sometimes browns can be also too warm. I think it's just like the perfect brown color. Now I'm gonna try just smudging this underneath. Yeah, I think that's the better way to go. And then doing this. So I wouldn't recommend putting it on a brush like this. It's just, I don't know if it's the tool, but I actually just find it better to just, because it warms it up so much, just using this as a pencil, it warms up the product enough that it works really well. Wow, what a fantastic product. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more on my lash line just to create something a little bit smokier. And you don't have to even smudge it out. I just want to make it more even. Okay, so this is what I call one of those products that is one easy one and dones. I didn't get more of them because I was not, I mean, this is a new formula to me. I didn't want to get a new product in case it ended up being kind of not a great product. But in first impression, really, really impressed by this. I think they have some fun colors, and then they have maybe like a peach concealer-ish color. So now I'm curious. It's so pretty. I think there is some dry down time. There's smudge time and dry down time on there as well. So far out of the three, that's the one I'm most impressed with. We're gonna move on to the Satin Kajals I picked up. Now, as you can see, I have so many already here. See, I picked up Cinnamon and Orchid. I believe Cinnamon and Orchid came out maybe last year or two, and I'm pretty sure Cinnamon came out last year. And this is what I'll say about her Satin and Kajals. Some people will swear that this is their favorite product because it doesn't budge or smudge on them. So in my experience, I find that they do smudge, and it's really relative to the person's eye shape, what their skin type is, and their age. So for me, I have really oily lids. My eyes are hooded, which happens a lot with people of Asian descent. So a lot of times there ends up being migration with beauty products, migration of things like mascara and eyeliner. So that's something that's why I started my channel, because I'm looking for products that didn't kind of get transferred into this fold right here. That's what happens when you have hooded eyelids. And also I have aging lids. So I have a lot of wrinkles up here, so it's not as easy to put liner on there. So for some people, it might not migrate. I'm one of those beauty testers that will tell you on me, it definitely smudges, it moves, and I've seen other reviewers or they swear to God it doesn't move. It moves. So on my experience, it moves, and I'm just telling you what my experience is. But these are still fantastic products. I still get them because I just love the quality of them. The shades are very unique, and it's clean beauty. So this is the shade Cinnamon, and as some of you know, this one side comes with a smudging tip and the other is where the product is, and this is the shade Cinnamon. So pretty. Ooh. And this is a lot lighter than the Cocoa. I have this Cocoa somewhere, but I can't find it. It's basically worn down at this point. Well, it has a little bit of shimmer in it, so I would say it's more of a light Cocoa. A little bit more neutral. And then the other shade that I got was Orchid. So we'll look at that. And this is Orchid. Very similar. I mean, these are my colors. I love browns, I love purples. They are such great colors that go together. What I'm going to do for funsies, I'm not going to swatch everything I have in my collection, but I am going to swatch next to these so you can see a comparison. This is the shade Bordeaux down here, which is definitely more like the red. Oh, I did find Cocoa. So this is Cocoa, and you can see how worn down this is. And Cocoa is right here. You can see it's much more rich. The only other shade that I can think is similar is the shade Bronze. So I'll show you that one here, Bronze. And that's what it looks like. And let me put that over here so you can see. So it's definitely lighter than Cinnamon. it has more of a shimmer shift to it. This is really pretty. I just love all these colors. That's where these products really shine. Okay, so I think because I just want to showcase these colors in particular, what I'll do is put cinnamon on top and then orchid at the bottom. So far what I'm seeing is that this Longwear crease proof eyeshadow stick has not creased, and it says it's supposed to be crease proof. So far so good. So putting the shade Cinnamon as a liner. And then I'm using that smudgy end to kind of create a wing. Pretty. Okay, so this one is a little bit too extra, so I'm just going to use my concealer brush and clean that up a little bit. And this I'm going to clean it up after too. But I'm going to take that smudging part and then work that product into more of a wing. This one's a little bit more dramatic, so let's even that up. And I'm not being particularly clean, as you're seeing. I'm like, actually it's a little too messy for me, but that's where you kind of come in and clean up the product a bit. Okay, so I winged out Cinnamon. Really pretty with this look. Again, created a smoky look with that eyeliner. This is what I mean. So sometimes it's too smudgy, and then you do have playtime, but then it does dry down. But for me, what I find is that yes, it dries down, but because I have oily skin, the product does tend to migrate. And that's why I just know my makeup that works best for me, that I will always use liquid liner with my makeup, because it is a product that won't, it'll dry down completely. Okay, so that is Cinnamon on my eyes. Let me use Orchid for the bottom. Wow, such a pretty color. So I'm grabbing a softer flat definer. This is Sonia G. I do prefer this as more of a liner brush. It's way better than BK Beauty because it's actually soft, and I believe it's goat hair last time I remember. Okay, and for this makeup look, I'm making something free that's very smudgy. I don't think I would wear this much at work, but because I think about Victoria Beckham, she is, you know, she's known for her smudgy looks. This is the kind of look I think of when I think of Victoria Beckham, something smudgy, kind of smoky. Okay, so we're gonna continue on. Love these. I love that these two colors, they're just really nice. I still think that Cocoa has my heart, just because I think because of my skin coloring, this Cinnamon could get lost. And because I already have this on my eyes, this Cinnamon kind of disappears. But if I put some of that Cocoa on there, and which I'm going to do, it kind of adds a little bit more to the look. And I'm just putting it on the outer edge. Okay, so I just kind of deepen at least the closer to the waterline. So that is the eye look. I did not get mascara because I already have a lot of mascara that's open, but that is a Victoria Beckham product that I am interested in trying at some point. So let me put on some mascara and I'll be back. So I'm back. I did my mascara, and I should have showed you what happened is that when I do mascara, because I've hooded eyelids, sometimes I get some of the mascara product here. So I don't know if you can see it. There was some smudging that happened with a mascara, and I was like, well, why don't I try to see if I can use this this eyewear from Victoria Beckham, almost like, you know, just kind of cover it up. And it worked really well. What I want to do is actually use the product and smudge it a little more. Yeah, that helped. Nice. So that was great, because a lot of times when I'm doing my makeup, it's just really, it's really annoying because I have my eye makeup done already, and then I'm doing mascara, and then I have my eye makeup on, and then I do my mascara, and because of my eye shape, the mascara gets on my makeup that's already done. So in a way, this kind of just erased it, or just really just added onto that, but beautiful. I'm really liking this kind of like smoky, smudgy look so far. All right, so that is that. Love this product so far. So far, this is the one I'm the most excited about, and probably the eyeliners. I just knew what I was gonna expect of getting great quality that way. The next thing I ended up getting was the Victoria Beckham Contour Stylus, or the Sculpt and Detail. And I have this in shade Sandstone, Sculpt and Detail. And what I had read is that it's kind of like a contour stick in a way. Let me kind of do a little swatch for you. Ooh, she's pigmented. Okay, we'll see how that is. And let me do a really quick comparison for you. My favorite of all time contour stick is Truffle by Westman Atelier, and this is what she looks like compared to that. So Westman Atelier, definitely more neutral looking. This is more cocoa leaning, but definitely pigmented. I'm gonna grab a Sonia G brush, and this was for cream products, of moving things that are cream based. What I'm gonna do is kind of just already pencil that in here. And I think, what is this marketed as? Contour. Okay, so how I use contour would be here to carve out some of where my natural hollows would be. And then a little bit of here. Let's make my lips a little bigger. And then I would probably add some here. Here. And I think, yeah, let's try. That is the color Sandstone. And let's see what happens when I start blending. Okay, so I moved you in a little bit using my Sonia G. I forget what brush this is, but it's for cream products. Just blending those products in. Nice. Oh, wow. And some people would put contour on their forehead, but I have a very short forehead already. And when you're doing contour, you want to push the product up, not down, because you're looking for, if you put it down, it'll kind of drag your look. So you want to kind of, this is like a lift. Okay, and then I'm putting the contour underneath here. Nice. Okay, wow, that really, it was very emollient. The closest that I can think of is that it does remind me a lot of the consistency of the of Westman Atelier. Here we go. It does smudge down. That's Sandstone, and this is Westman Atelier, which is more warm. Sonia G, this is from the Lotus series. This is for cream products. It's the worker brush, and I'm just using that. Nice. It does run a little warm, but I'm not mad about it. Sometimes with, what I'm finding for contour for me is that it can't be too gray and it can't be too warm. It's kind of like just right kind of Goldilocks situation. It's because I have such a warm undertone. And that Dior contour stick that everyone loved, I did a review of it. It ended up being too gray and too pigmented. I found it a little difficult to work with, but this is really nice. I love that it's like a stick where I could, if I wanted to, I could keep building up, right? I could keep doing this, but I have more control over this versus the bulkiness of a stick like this. And that's what I found challenging with that Dior stick. It was just too bulky. Also, the formula, it was just a little too gray for me. but I'm building up. It's definitely a buildable product. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna smudge this, and what this does is kind of emphasizes the shadow here. It looks like you have more of a pout going on. There you go. Okay, so what do we think? That's the contour stick. Beautiful. I was so surprised. I'm so skeptical about these products. So for example, Rare Beauty just came out with contour in that similar formula as her blush, and that was like way too pigmented and not control. It was too hard to control that product. Gave it to my niece, so I'm skeptical about that product. Probably I saw the Lipstick Lesbians and they were saying that's probably better for beginners of makeup, and I'm not a beginner, so I want more precision and control of my products, and this is fitting the bill. Oh my gosh, what's so nice too about these, that these are luxe packages and they're so compact compared to like Westman Atelier. It's so bulky and heavy. Like this is even heavier than these two combined. So far these two, the eye product, the long wear eyeshadow and contour stick, super impressed. And also the Satin Kajal as always. Okay, so we're gonna move on. That's a winner so far. The Cheeky Posh, their cream blush sticks. These came out a couple years ago, but I just never bought them again. It's just so far away that what I was afraid of is if these didn't work, then, you know, I'm just kind of stuck with products that I don't like. Whereas if it really, really is bad, or moreover, if it's an allergic reaction, I can return them. I try not to do that, but with Nordstrom, they have a great return policy. But okay, so I ended up getting the color Rollerskate. I had no idea what to get other than I picked the most colorful one because I just wanted to be able that it would show up. So here is Rollerskate, and actually I'm just gonna put it here so you can see how bright that is. Really pretty. And then this is what it looks like. This is gonna be fun for summer and spring. I could have gotten a darker one since we're still in winter, but I just have so many kind of winter blushes already, and why not brighten up my face? Put this on directly on my face, and then I'm going to try to use a brush for this application. Okay, so this is me putting this on. I'm trying to grab a brush that's going to work. Grabbing a Lotus Series Sony G brush. What I'm looking for is to see if it lifts any of my foundation. Putting some light so I can see. A little more. A lot of times with makeup reviews, I end up putting more blush on just so you can see how it translates on the camera. In real life, it's a little bit too much blush. Although this looks really pretty on camera. And I'm gonna put the blush here because I'm doing that trend they do in Asia where they like to put the blush like right under. I think it has like a really pretty youthful look. Okay, and then now I'm gonna try to put this on the brush directly and see if it spreads better. And definitely, yes, actually is better this way because I just get more pigment put on my face compared to the other way. So this is the color Rollerskate. Which side do you like better? The ones that I put on the brush or just put directly on my face? It looks more natural this way, very subtle. This is more impactful. I would say this way, although I got more product here, is actually starting to lift up my product a little more, whereas this side I think just looks like a nicer everyday kind of application of blush. Yeah, I like this side better. I'm so glad I did that test. So now I can just put this on my face. What I will say about cream blushes is that I already have a bias and that I tend to not like cream blushes. The only two cream blushes that I've tried, out of all the ones I've tried through the years, I'll tell you which ones I've liked and then what the downsides are. Kjaer Weis, love. That was my favorite cream blush product. It's clean beauty, so those pans and that product would turn really quick. So I had that for less than a year. I still think Here Wise is still the best cream blush on the market, but I don't buy it again because it's clean beauty, it turns right away. So longevity of it, I just can't have something sitting around that's gonna turn. My other two favorite are Kulfi. I love that in that it's in a tube, it's easy, it's made by a South Asian person, and that's so easy to put on. And my favorite cream blush product of all time still is Danessa Myricks. And that Upsolate technology, it just, the application's so seamless, it goes on matte, it lasts all day. So what I'm gonna see and test with this product is, because I have oily skin, how long will this stay on my face? Will it create more oiliness on my face? What I saw already here is when I put the product on my brush, it started to lift up the foundation. And let me get in really quick. It lifted up my foundation, but it also emphasized my texture. So you can see here where I don't like that, whereas this looks a little bit more blended in with my makeup look. This looks like it's starting to be a hot mess. So I actually feel like I wanna clean that up, and I'm gonna show you in real time how I might do it. I'm just basically taking my foundation brush, which no additional foundation product, it's just whatever was left over, and I'm just going back in over that product and just kind of tapping over it just because it's too much. It also lifted some of my foundation. Now it looks a little bit more even, but now it's like I brought it back, but some of it went away. So what I'm gonna do is just try that application here now. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna take a clean brush. I'm not gonna use this one again because there's product on there. I'm actually gonna use a brush that's made for cream products. This is Sonia G. It's pretty, it's not my favorite, and I just already have a bias. I am already biased, as I told you. I am not a huge fan of cream blushes, just for all the issues I told you with my texture, my aging skin, but I have rosacea on my face, so the last thing I want to do is like add more texture and emphasize my bumps and texture on my face. And if I'm gonna do a cream blush, I really want it to be more of a flat matte. This is more of like a semi matte. There's just some glow, not glow to it, but it's not completely matte dried down. Okay, so I'm gonna stop touching my face because what happens if I put too much pressure on there, it just starts to get irritated. I'm still on the fence. I don't know if I like these Cheeky Poshes. You let me know if you've tried this before. Let me know if you've tried Cheeky Posh before, what your experience is, and if you can share what kind of skin type you have. If you have oily skin, I'm kind of curious. Or if you have like acne and sensitive skin, it's something I'm always looking for, just because, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this product. I want to use one of these liquid eye lusters in front of you, and this is the shade Mink, and a lot of you have seen these. These are like one of the more popular products with Victoria Beckham. And I'll swatch this on my other side of my hand, and this is how the mechanism is. It's really, really luxe. It's such beautiful packaging, and it has a cover to keep it fresh. And this is the color Mink, and this is the color Tea Rose. Mink and Tea Rose. And Mink is really popular with influencers. I have to say that I actually reach for Tea Rose more just because it's more of an everyday wearable shade for me. The Mink is definitely more really, really pigmented. I don't know how to say it other than that is Mink. And then I'll swatch it here so you can see. And I think of Mink as kind of like an going out color. An evening color. I wouldn't use that during the day. It's just a little bit too impactful for me. And this is Tea Rose. And you can see where I would use Tea Rose more just because it's a little bit lighter. I think it's more kind of, at least for me, more work appropriate. I also think lighter colors look really nice on me just because I have a deep skin tone. And I think for funsies, what I'll do is actually put one on each side because I'm not leaving the house anyway. What I'm gonna do, what I find with these, and I have to be careful about this, is I'm going to actually use my fingers because what I find is I don't like to use a brush so much because in my experience, there ends up being a little bit of kickback on the glitter and migration, which I don't like. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of take my pinky finger here and just drag it. And that's that. That is Tea Rose. Tea Rose. And then I'll use my pinky for the other side, and this is MINK. I like using my fingers more because I feel like there's less chance of migration of the glitter. This does end up being a little bit of a hot mess. So now you can see I put too much, and that's the danger of these, that they're just, it's a lot. So what I'm gonna do is I kind of wipe some off, and I'm just taking a clean finger and just kind of moving the product around a little bit before it dries down. Cleaning off my finger. And this is why I don't really care for MINK as much. I just think it is more of the showstopper shade. Like if I'm going out for an evening with like partying, if I'm going out with some friends, that would be the one to wear. But she's also like, I don't know what the kids would say, that she's brat. She's kind of a hot mess. Okay, so I prefer Tea Rose, this one here, to MINK. MINK is this one. I just think it's a little bit too, it's too impactful for me. I like both, but I just like Tea Rose more. And if you've tried these before and I'm missing some that I should get, let me know. Tea Rose, MINK. Okay, so I don't think Victoria Beckham has powder. So what I'm doing is taking another British makeup artist. I'm taking Charlotte Tilbury. This is in medium. And I'm just using that to lay down some powder on my face. This is probably my second product with Victoria Beckham and probably my most used and my favorite. So this here is the contour shade and this is the bronzer shade. The contour shade is definitely more neutral. And I'm just kind of using the brush here. So this is the contour. And I know I already had contour down with that stick, but I am one of those people that believes that you can never have too much bronzer and contour. I'm using a Niji Pro. And then for the bronzer, which is this side, I'm using another squirrel hair brush. This is Chikuhodo. This is the Z8. I'm just using that a little higher. This kind of lifts up the entire look. I absolutely adore this bronzing brick. It's my favorite product of hers out of all of the products I have. I just love it. We're almost done. What I want to show you is the one lip product I got from Victoria Beckham. I actually have one other color from her, and I'll show you this. This is the Posh lipstick, and I got it in the color Posh. And I did not know which one to get. So I'll show you what I have. I actually have one that's called Fringe, and this is an old one I have of hers, and this is Posh. So let's do some swatches of it. So this is Fringe, which is kind of a dark brown, and then we have Posh. Oh, I see, it's more of a mauve-y color. All of them honestly look like beautiful shades. So let me show you, I love the decal. Can you see the VB on there? I love that. Okay. So here is the color Fringe, and I'll swatch that for you. Fringe here, rich brown, love it. And this is Posh. Definitely mauve. Okay, we'll see how that looks. So I wipe off the Laneige I had on my lips. It just was a clear balm. I'm gonna try Posh lipstick. Posh lipstick. very cool toned. I don't have too many cool tone lipsticks in my collection. This is much prettier than I thought it would be. I do feel like I want a lip liner, and that's usually kind of par for the course for me. When I have cool lipsticks, I just feel the need. I want some lip liner because I don't want it to completely wash me out. So I grabbed 2N from Lisa Eldridge. Okay, so that is Posh with the lip liner 2N from Lisa Eldridge. This is kind of like more my speed. I like having the lip liner. I just think it makes it have the look more definition. I definitely feel like it looks more vampy. This is definitely what I think of when I'm wearing Victoria Beckham, something glamorous, vampy, like I'm going out with a night with my girlfriends. I do feel like I want a little bit more blush. Okay, so that is the Posh lipstick. And bear with me, I am losing light. I'm trying to film on a Sunday and I have what I have. So this is the Posh lipstick. At first I didn't like it, but then I realized like the whole look does actually come together in being this like really sophisticated, cool tone look. I liked it even more after I put lip liner. I used the Lisa Eldridge lip liner in 2N Neutral, the Sculpt and Shade lip liner she came out with last year. I think it looks beautiful. This is the kind of lipstick I would definitely use during the day, and I'm probably going to use this at work, but this can easily translate to something in the evening. I'm so glad to have the Victoria Beckham available at Nordstrom now, because then I can do more of a full look of makeup and I can really see her vision of what she's creating with her makeup line. I've always really loved her makeup, and now I'm like, I get it. I get the entire kind of aesthetic of what Victoria Beckham is doing. What I want to do is just show you at least the other lipstick. Okay, so I'm going to put the color Fringe on, and it's the deeper brown color. And it has a hint of orangey red. Definitely more vampy. I think about this lipstick color being something I would want to wear at night. So this is the color Fringe. Okay, tell me what you think. It's definitely got like this vampy kind of brownish red color to it. Actually, I think this flatters my face more just because it just complements my skin tone more, like in balancing it. I mean, I like both because I like the mauve pose one for kind of neutral for work, but this is also really, really beautiful. I feel really, really put together with this entire makeup look. That's what I feel is going on with this makeup look that Victoria Beckham put together. It's very elegant, kind of sophisticated and sultry. I'm going to add some lip liner. This is a Chanel one, Brun Fonce. Okay, and that made it even more vampy. I love it. Okay, so that's it, Beauty Fam. I think I'm really, really happy with this almost entire look of Victoria Beckham Beauty. My favorite products that I've tried of her new products, at least new to me, are the contour stick, which I used and was so easy to use. This one here. And then the eyeshadow, that's a crease proof eyeshadow, which is so beautiful. It's like the perfect brown to just create a smoky look, or have a base for other eyeshadows that are more like the lid lusters or any eyeshadow that's in your collection. I just think it's a really beautiful base. I am curious about her other shades as well. And of course her lipsticks, the pose was a surprise for me. I wasn't sure what I was getting, but I think it looks really pretty as an everyday during the day kind of makeup look. And I love the two Satin Kajal liners in the shade Cinnamon and Orchid. Okay, let me know what you think of this final look, beauty fam. Let me know if there's other Victoria Beckham products or shades I should check out, because I wasn't able to get more of the collection until now that they came to Nordstrom. Okay, beauty fam, I hope that was fun. Remember to subscribe, comment, and like below. It helps me out engagement on my channel. And as always, please be very kind with yourself and others, and just be you. Till the next video, beauty fam, take good care. Bye.